Due to all of her hard work in the Crimean War, she became known as Mother Seacole. She's a Jamaican-British nurse born in the early 1800s. Here's everything I think you need to know about Mary Seacole. Mary was born in 1805 and learnt a lot of her healing skills from her mother, who ran a lodging house in Kingston in Jamaica, where they treated a lot of injured soldiers. When she was around 15, she took the expertise that she'd learnt and started travelling around the world to places like Cuba, England, Haiti and the Bahamas. Here she spent time learning new skills and treating people before going back to Jamaica in 1826. Now, most people who do know something about Mary will probably have heard of her due to her role during the Crimean War. And this is how it all began. First, she travelled all the way to England, approaching the British War Office asking if they'd send her to Crimea as an army nurse, because she heard there was poor medical facilities there, but she was refused. Instead, Mary decided to fund her own trip to Crimea, where she built a hospital she called the British Hotel. She wasn't on her own, she did have help from someone called Thomas Day, who was a relative of her late husband, Edwin Horatio Hamilton Seacole. That's a bit of a mouthful. Unfortunately, he died fairly shortly after their marriage. Mary provided a place of respite for sick and injured soldiers, and she was a brave lady. Because her hospital was so close to the front line, she was able to nurse wounded soldiers on the battlefield. When the war ended, Mary went back to Britain, but caring for the soldiers was expensive, so she had hardly any money. However, by this time, she did have a lot of admirers that came to her aid. Soldiers and journalists were among those who wrote about her, praising what she had done. And in 1857, a fundraising gala was held for her in London over 4 days. Thousands of people attended. The same year, she published her autobiography, The Wonderful Adventures of Mrs. Seacole in Many Lands. Mary died in London in 1881, and typically for a lot of prominent black people in history, her memory was lost, until nurses from the Caribbean went to go and visit her grave in northwest London. In 2016, a statue of her was finally unveiled in the grounds of St Thomas Hospital in London's South Bank. Go and check it out. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was educational and you learnt something from it. Obviously, I wanted to keep it as fairly short as possible, but if you do want to learn more about Mary, or if you do want to see where I got all this information from, I've put all the links in the description, so do go and check it out. I know Black History isn't for everyone, but I think now is a really important time for everyone to start learning more about it, and what better time than Black History Month. Please do keep an eye on my channel, because I will be putting up some more videos soon of other black people in history who I think you should know, and I'm really excited about the ones to come, so do keep an eye on my channel, like and subscribe, all of that stuff. Thank you, bye!